So you've probably seen this all over your social media feeds, right? The promise that two super simple, super cheap things, vitamin E capsules and a tub of Vaseline, can totally transform your skin. It's a viral trend that is absolutely everywhere. But what's the real story behind all the hype?
I mean, the appeal is obvious. No crazy expensive serums, no super complicated routines. The whole idea is that glowing, amazing skin is just a simple DIY hack away, using stuff you probably already have sitting in your bathroom cabinet.
And the claims? They're huge. We're talking about homemade anti-aging serums, night creams that magically repair your skin while you sleep, even little concoctions to make your dark circles just disappear. But honestly, can these simple ingredients really deliver on such massive promises?
And that is the big question we are going to tackle today. Are these hacks the holy grail of skincare that everyone's been waiting for? Or could they actually be doing more harm than good?
Okay, first things first, let's really break down what these viral skincare secrets are all about. The whole movement is kind of fueled by this idea, and it's summed up perfectly by beauty blogger Glow with Nishi, the idea that simple hacks can make your life and your beauty routine so much easier and cheaper. And just look at how simple these recipes are. Here's a super popular one. Step 1, take a tablespoon of Vaseline. Step 2, squeeze in the oil from a couple of vitamin E capsules. Mix them together and just slap it on your face before bed. That's it. Sounds almost too easy, doesn't it? So the recipes are dead simple, and the promises are huge. But now for the turning point. Do they actually work? And this is where we hit our first major roadblock. A huge claim online is that vitamin E oil can get rid of dark spots. But when you look at medical sources like MedicineNet, they say there's just insufficient evidence. Interestingly, they do say it works better with vitamin C. Why? Well, think of them like a power couple. Vitamin E fights off skin-damaging free radicals, and then vitamin C comes in and recharges it so it can go fight some more. That's why skincare companies almost always put them together in professional products. So you can see why this is all so confusing. Are these ingredients good for us or not? To figure that out, we've got to stop looking at the hacks for a second and start looking at the ingredients themselves. Okay, time to play detective. Let's decode these ingredients and break down what Vaseline and vitamin E actually are and what the science says about how they work. To understand Vaseline, you have to know this word occlusive. An occlusive doesn't add moisture to your skin. Nope. Instead, it creates a physical barrier, like a little shield, on top of your skin to stop the moisture that's already in there from escaping. And how good of a shield is it? Well, according to dermatological research, petrolatum, that's the main ingredient in Vaseline, is actually the gold standard. It can block up to 99% of water loss from your skin. That is incredibly effective. So here is the most important thing to remember, and it's something dermatologist Dr. Dustin Portela really emphasizes. Vaseline is not a hydrator, it's a seal. If your skin is already dry and you put Vaseline on it, you're just sealing in the dryness. It only works by trapping the moisture that's already there. Now let's talk about vitamin E. And this is so important. Not all vitamin E is created equal. The natural form, D-alpha tocopherol, comes from plants, and our bodies absorb it way better. The synthetic version, DL-alpha tocopherol, is made in a lab, and honestly, it's just not as effective. So when you grab those vitamin E capsules, checking that label to see which one you're getting really matters. And this is where things get really serious. There's a specific synthetic form, vitamin E acetate, that comes with a pretty big warning. Back in 2019, the CDC called it a very strong culprit of concern in that scary vaping-related lung injury outbreak. Turns out when this specific substance is heated up and inhaled, it can create a toxic gas. Now, let me be super clear. This danger is linked to breathing it in, not putting it on your skin. But it's a huge reminder that just because something says vitamin on the label, it doesn't automatically mean it's harmless. The form of the ingredient is everything. So, with all that new info, how can we actually use these powerful ingredients safely and in a way that actually works? Let's turn to the expert's rulebook. You've probably heard of slugging, right? That's what they call putting Vaseline on as your last skincare step. To do it safely, dermatologists say you must start with perfectly clean skin. Then you put on your hydrators, the stuff that actually adds water to your skin. And this part is critical. Do not use it over powerful ingredients like retinols, because the Vaseline can trap them against your skin and cause major irritation. And finally, you only need a thin pea-sized layer. That's it. And hey, slugging is definitely not for everyone. If you have acne-prone or oily skin, this could actually make things worse. Same goes if you're prone to getting milia, those little white bumps. And, just practically speaking, if you're a stomach or side sleeper, you're pretty much just signing up for a greasy pillowcase.
And for vitamin E oil, please, please, please do this one thing first, a patch test. Before you put anything new on your face, just put a tiny bit on a hidden spot, like your inner elbow. Then wait a full day and see what happens. It's a super simple step that could save you from a really bad reaction.
Okay, let's bring this all home. Now that we're armed with all this knowledge, let's go back to those viral hacks we started with and give them a final verdict.
So that DIY night cream, yeah, it could be good for someone with super dry, non-acne prone skin, but it's a big risk for anyone else. And using vitamin E for dark spots, the science just isn't there to prove it works on its own. As for DIY serums in general, they're just not stable like professionally made products, which means they might not work at all, or worse, they could trap bacteria and cause problems. So what's the big takeaway here? It's that ingredients like Vaseline and vitamin E aren't just good or bad. They're powerful tools, and their real value comes from understanding what they actually do and how to use them the right way. The method matters just as much as the ingredient, if not more. And really, this whole process of questioning and investigating, it applies to pretty much every trend you see online. So it leaves you with the final thought. What viral promise are you going to look at a little more critically the next time it pops up on your screen?